Whew, buddy, we got a lot to get into with this Meg and Tory trial. Okay, we're finally at day 2. Meg Thee Stallion took the stand to give a lengthy 45-minute testimony, okay, where she details the entire situation of what happened that fateful night when she was shot. Okay. Before we get into it, please be sure to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, all that. Yep, whatever. Yeah. So, okay, so before I read this excerpt, let me just say, I don't know. I know she was shot. Let me just go in saying that because a lot of people don't want to sit there and believe, like, look, I believe that she was shot. But it's, to me, from what I'm hearing and what a lot of lawyers are saying, that her testimony was not in congruence with the prosecution's first opening statement that was made yesterday. I'm going to get into it. So I'm going to read this excerpt from the Love B. Scott blog. Shout out to them. So it said the rapper took the stand in the trial against Tory Lanez, who is accused of shooting her following an alleged dispute after a party at Kylie Jenner's home. Now, it does state, on the stand, she gave an emotional testimony to the jury in downtown Los Angeles, saying that she didn't feel good and reportedly said, "I can't believe that I have to come up here and do this." Now, a lot of people were feeling a way about that. They were saying, you know, this is something that you should be demanding for justice, and just should have had a better tune to her testimony, but she seemed more slouchy. She seemed more laid back and not serious about this, which at the end of the day, she's rehashing something that was traumatic. This is something that she has to rehash and talk about it again in front of a lot of people that's going to be judging her. Like, we looking at the jury. We seen a video of her walk to the damn courthouse and somebody was heckling her saying, "Why you lying on that boy?" and this, that, and the third. Like, you can see it on the internet. But like, she going through a lot right now. A lot of it's going through her mind. So I wasn't really feeling the way about her saying that, you know, I can't believe it should have been sooner. Okay, they kept pushing this shit back. And I feel the same way. Look, let's get this shit over with. I'm trying to move on. Everybody trying to move on. But, you know, things have to happen how they happen. Now, it said that Meg claimed her ex-best friend, Kelsey Harris, and Tory started to fight while in the car, prompting her to get out of the vehicle. As she began to walk, she allegedly heard Tory said, "Dance, bitch," and with the gun pointing at her before getting shot. And Meg said that she began to get into a shock. She then claimed that Tory said to her as the sirens approached to not say anything and I'll pay you $1 million. He said that to Kelsey and Meg, and allegedly told her he was already on probation. Meg testified that she remembers thinking about how he was more concerned with going back to jail than actually shooting her. Now, Meg said that she never saw Kelsey with the gun. Now, that's an important part, because there was lawyers that were saying, "Well, what do you mean you didn't see her with the gun? You didn't see her at all? Like, she was not in your peripheral vision?" That doesn't make any sense, because she clearly was. Y'all was close. Y'all was all together in that scenario. This is where the prosecution is kind of, they're saying this, but Meg is saying that. Prosecutors say that Tory fired the gun, while Tory's attorney have pointed the finger at Kelsey. Okay, now they're pointing fingers at Kelsey and alleging that she fought with Meg that night. Now, they're saying that she fought with Meg, but y'all gonna say that she shot her? Like, somebody did. Let's be very clear. And saying that they did fight, and there was an eyewitness that said that there was an eyewitness person that said that there was a fight that broke out between Meg and Kelsey. They did fight. That is true. That wasn't talked about in Meg's testimony. I'm going to tell you right now, that wasn't talked about in Meg's testimony at all. Which I think, leaving that part out, it doesn't look good. Because let's be clear, it makes sense, because what happened was they initially, Tory was the one, because she said this also, Tory was the one that really initiated the argument, saying that how could you be a snake to your friend, revealing that he's been sleeping with Megan also, because him and Kelsey was a thing. They got into a fight. it just makes sense to connect it to Kelsey now. And I'm not trying to say that Meg is lying. Maybe it was a hazy day. Everybody was drinking. You know, she said she went in the shot. It could have been the other way around. He could have did it, or she could have did it. At this point, that's just how I'm feeling personally. I mean, sorry if you want to fight me over that. It is looking that way because it just makes more sense. A lot of people are saying that Kelsey doing it. It just makes more sense because she found out my best friend. She detailed her best friend how she knew Kelsey, like she knew her back from when she was in college and freshman year in college, and you know they did everything together. They were like real good best friends. So to hear that my best friend was sleeping with somebody else, sleeping with my man, the person I was with, yeah, they got into a fight. Now did she pull out the gun? Now see, that was Tory's gun. Did she pull it out his pocket and started shooting her? Did Tory take it out the pocket? Were they in a coupe? You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. There's a lot that we still do not know about this. There's a lot of holes on both sides. I was now confident in believing that it was Tory. I'm going to be real honest with you. It either could be Tory or Chelsea at this point. One other thing that I found was interesting too, and that wasn't on the Love B. Scott article, this comment that she made in regards to like the boys club or whatever, like alleging that Tory was going around the industry and talking about how she lied and, you know, essentially burning bridges with other artists. Cause we do see a lot of artists that have now unfollowed Meg after the situation. Okay. I'm not going to go into detail, but we all know who. But like Drake also made an insensitive bar in a song about Megan, even though he doesn't want to admit it, whatever. The Baby said something, you know, like people are really shitting on her right now. And she said that that's, you know, Tory's to blame. I mean, look, that's definitely, that's believable. You know, I think this is career. I think everybody's career is at stake with this one. I think Meg's career is at stake with this. Tory Lanez, even though he got a little bit of cancellation with this whole situation. But if it's proven that it is true and he is convicted, that career gone. Now Meg, if it is proven or if he's found not guilty, because remember this is Tory versus I believe L.A. or something like that. It's not really versus Megan. Megan was just, she testified. She's you know the prosecution is like I think the state or something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm not into law and order and all that. Okay, but I know this is not specifically Meg's trial. If you really want to get into it, but if he's found not guilty, Meg, like that would be a whole nother Jussie Smollett situation. Like people will really say that she lied. Now, here's my thing. If not Tory, maybe she did not know who actually shot her. And it really, because all the signs just point to Kelsey to me right now, because she found out that the best friend that slept with my man, best friend I knew for years, ever since we was freshmen, we get into a fight. Megan probably got the best of her. And we all know nowadays people don't like to just lose fights gracefully. Or Tory shot her. Or Tory, for whatever sporadic reason, he did exactly what she said. He stood at that car and shot her. I mean, it's I think, like I said, there's a lot of holes on both sides. This is still anybody's game. I'm talking like I'm on Family Feud, child. But like really, we don't either or, you know? But I do think Meg was shot. Let's be very clear for anybody who said, oh, that girl wasn't shot. Because see, the only thing that's making me feel weird about Tory is because he said it in the song. He tried it with the bones and intent. Something about, he was labeled something, trying to minimize the fact that she got shot, trying to say that she actually didn't get shot. So that's why I'm kind of looking at him funny too. Like, I'm looking at everybody funny at this point. I really am. But that's all I got to say about today. We just got into day 2, child. I don't know what day 3 gonna look like. But you know, I'm gonna be following this story, so be sure to. I'll probably make it into like a little playlist too, so you guys can, you know, just watch all the different parts of this whole fiasco, child. So see y'all later, child.